Hi. Perfect time to take a big old gulp. Gulp. Hi, everybody. Lower decks, lower decks, lower decks, lower decks.
Oh, I could probably do like some chanting and some cheering somehow.
Yeah. I like how Flyboy gave us the pronunciation guide as well. Lower decks. That's where you have to put the pronunciation, the emphasis. Lower. Okay. And the crowd goes wild.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Or
we can just do applause. It's a little bit more like professional, right?
Right. Did you know the Bajorans clap like this? The back of their hand.
We're in trouble since I have a stream.
Because you have all of the buttons? Yeah. Got some theme music.
Hi, Link.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh my gosh. How is everybody's week? Yeah, what did you do this week? Yeah. Tell us something that happened that was exciting and or interesting.
I know that 8 is making a leftover chicken sandwich, I think, with some barbecue. Or it might just be leftover chicken with some barbecue sauce. Might make
are you going to make barbecue chicken tacos? That doesn't sound terrible. I've been trying to figure out a few new menu items. And then I don't know why this happened exactly, but then you know how Google will send you.
Of course, yeah.
Anyone will send you, not just Google. Alexa, everyone who has permission to look at whatever you're browsing on your phone. So suddenly I'm getting, hold on, let me get this right. 80s casserole recipes you're so excited have made a comeback, I think was the first one. And then the second one was 5 must-try casseroles that you can't believe are still good. So it's like clickbait for recipes, which is great because I'm looking for recipes. But when I'm like browsing through, I'm, oh my God, I haven't had that dish since the 80s. I was like, it's true.
Yeah, clickbait that actually works.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, yeah. This is definitely a maybe it's not a popular casserole dish for a reason, but I'm kind of curious and I kind of want to find out. So I ended up getting like the egg noodles and some tuna and some what other things was on the random list here?
Wait, egg noodles and
cream of mushroom soup.
Oh, okay, these are different recipes.
And then like chips.
I like chips from scratch.
Just throw them all in and then bake it and see what happens. See if you die after you eat it.
Well, what's interesting is that I have a cooking story as well. This morning, I made a batch of breakfast burritos. I made 6 breakfast burritos with scrambled egg, bacon, homemade hash browns, ketchup and mustard, and then wrapped them all up. And I can tell you, it was not fucking worth it. It took me an hour and a half to cook everything, assemble it all, make it into burritos. And I guess it might be worth it over the weekend as I'm eating the burritos that I didn't have to prepare because they're already in the fridge. But my instinct is it was not worth it. They were yummy, but that was a lot of cooking.
Poor you.
Yeah, poor me.
Yeah, it is a lot of cooking. I was actually chatting with my friend last week about this.
I still have the original batch. I still have 5 left.
You're going to have 5 left because what happened after you ate them? Did you like blow an organ?
I was great. It felt delicious. My mum ate them as well. They're great. I don't know if they're great now.
I'll be making a brown sugar chicken in the slow cooker. Delish. DM me for the recipe. Like, subscribe, and follow for more great meals from Slab.
Amazing.
I have a very dirty. I'm trying to reorganize my whole room. So there's like massive mess everywhere. Don't stop looking over there, people. Quit it.
Stop it.
Gosh.
Nice front.
Pan to where it looks better. God. I still have to get used to my setup. It's not quite where it needs to be yet. In fact, I think I'll just move you guys over here. That might be better. Who knows? Nope, that's not better.
Sarah says, I had fish and chips for the first time ever. Thoughts on fish and chips? How long have you been in England? If that's the first time.
Yeah.
It's delicious. It's one of my favorite meals.
I mean,
so
it's
my
fried
thoughts
fish.
are, yeah, you should have it every day. Those are my thoughts. And we nearly did when you came to visit. We had so much fish.
I think what I found to be, it's how it's fried. It's if the oil is nice and clean.
Correct. That's a big, big deal.
And it's the breading that goes around the fish. And it's like a light breading.
The batter.
The batter.
Not breading.
So
it's
yummy.
the batter.
That's true.
It's so good. You just eat the batter.
When we got back to the U.S., there was this sort of like letdown of, well, I guess we can't call them chips anymore because we're back to French fries.
I did have to specify that. A few reminders that what you're going to be getting isn't potato chips. You're getting fries. But
how many of them are mayo or gelatin based? So I don't think that I've come across any yet that were either. They're more soup based.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what the cream of mushroom soup is for. So they're definitely more dairy. But I haven't come across any that are gelatin. Soup. That will be interesting. If I do come across a gelatin one, I will tell you because that makes me a little nervous. I would try it, I guess, but
it's only pig's feet and stuff. It's leftover bits of pig and cow that make gelatin.
Yeah. Don't eat the burrito. God.
Nom, nom, nom.
Well, Link, I did talk about an animal story that will probably make it into the outtakes.
Yeah.
But there are more developing all of the time because I have a backyard that has neighbors on either side and then the back. So I've got people, all around. And my two side neighbors have dogs. Two of them are, I think they've been with them for like 3 to 6 months now, and they're rescues, and they're a set of brother puppies that had only really been in kennels. And so they're getting used to being in a yard for the first time and like allowed in the house for the first time. So there's some behavioral stuff I know that the neighbors are trying to kind of, work through. But their older dog passed away and they were ready to get a new dog. The reason I'm telling you that is because they love to run the fence. And so my little two will go out there and I've noticed that one of my fence boards is starting to kind of peel out. Like my dog is getting his nose in there and trying to like get through. So it's constantly on audio alert for the kind of barking that's happening. And I've been doing pretty good with that one. And then on the right side, no dogs until about 3 months ago when they decided to get a dog, which is a small one. And there hasn't really been any fence aggression. And then suddenly the dog that was fence aggressive is back over in the neighbor's yard. No. And it's a big German Shepherd with long, beautiful, like the most gorgeous dog. But I've seen her be aggressive towards dogs before. And so I'm on alert. There's like a little bit of...
And your dogs have like such long snoots.
There's danger in the air. Like I can kind of feel it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the poor birds that Thunderstorm continues to murder. I got back from a brief vacation and I had friends and staying at the house, and they told me later that they walked out into the garage and there was, feathers and they couldn't find the bird. Well, I found the bird and it like was lying on its back with its wings straight out and its little head to the side, no life. And then just a hole in its chest where just this black hole where the cat had just got in there and ate its heart and was like, I'm done. I don't need any other organs. You can just.
That's
I'm just
the
a
one that gives me
heart eater.
courage. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, there's danger everywhere around. We're gonna have animal stories. I'm just hoping it's not a
less death and more life.
Bad one
would be nice. Yeah.
I'm a little nervous
Slab,
about that.
I can't believe you have a local chippy.
I'm gonna put some music on.
You live somewhere in the south, like Tennessee-ish, I think. Like you have a local chippy in America. That's amazing. Like you don't have a local chippy today, right?
Well, see, that's the thing is. You can go to a restaurant and get fish and chips, but I don't have like a fish and chips shop.
Yeah, like a chippy is a place where you go in, like there isn't really a restaurant necessarily. You just it's a takeaway. You go in, you order your food, and then you leave.
Go on, tell me, Phil. I know where this is going. No, I don't have I don't have anything like that. Not that okay.
I would love it if you did.
In my neck of the wood is what I can speak to. I can't speak about America. Because I only live in one tiny part.
Yeah, within 10 minutes of you, there's nothing. Yeah. I did want to bring up something Phil mentioned earlier. When you asked for when you asked for like what people had been up to this week, Phil said, I tied myself up, did self-tie, then sang karaoke.
Yeah, we need more information about that.
I need more, buddy. I need some follow-up on that. I don't know what?
Yeah, the PG-13 version.
Yes.
Because this is a
an
kid's
R-rated
show.
podcast.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, shit. Bad.
I think that if you went to like New England when you visited next time, Ian, like if you go to New England, you probably will find some really good fish and chips.
Yeah, I bet.
I've had a restaurant fish and chips. It's bland as fuck. This is as authentic as I can tell. Sent pics to Lolly and she's jelly, so it must be good. Yeah, you
can tell by pictures whether it's authentic fish and chips or not. Like it has a very distinct look.
Is Chippy the name of a restaurant or the type of restaurant?
It's the type of restaurant. So yeah, it's not a it's like a colloquial thing. So if they sell chips and like fish and battered sausages and pies, they're a chippy.
I've got at least half a dozen chip places. One across the street from home is only open on Friday nights in New England. Okay,
it's only open one night a week.
You can only catch so many fish, Ian. I wonder if that's a good one, though.
Proved, that's got to be a good one.
If they have enough money to pay rent to only be open one day, they've got to be doing something good.
It's got to be good.
Or it's like an old family-owned one where they just own the land. So
what do they do the other 6 days of the week? That's what I want to know.
I don't like fish and chips where the batter is over beer. Yeah, it's got to be a nice flavor.
Yeah.
And the oil has to be super fresh. That's the big thing for
beer
me.
Battered, it can like the beer does something sometimes where it makes it too hard.
Wait,
I don't like it.
You're sending a pic of you being tied up because I don't know. Like, what are we getting here? London pubs are the best one. You know, we didn't really go to a London pub.
I disagree.
But I did have fish and chips
by the coast.
On the coast, and it was pretty yummy.
It was freaking yummy, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think everything else that they had there may have been questionable, but that was super yummy.
Yeah. Well, you had this seafood mix sandwich as well.
Good.
That was so good.
It was so good.
So good.
Lots of places in our area have fish and chips, but none of them do that mushy peas thing that Gordon Ramsay swears is an integral part of fish. It's true. It's on every single side dish, every single one of them.
It's the option. Are you having beans, garden peas, or mushy peas?
Oh, this is interesting. I think we have a chippy here in New Mexico called slapfish.
It's amazing.
Oh, let me find I want to find a slap sound now. What's the sound of a fish though?
There we go.
So fast, fast.
Smack.
Smack.
Beautiful.
Well, you know what? It does suck when your favorite restaurant changes owners and then their menu goes to shit. That's happened so many times. Also, hi David. It's good to see you. Y'all need to come up to Scotland. Hell yes, I do.
Would love to visit Scotland.
Yeah, I think that I should really make that a priority. I'm pretty sure we have like a family line going up into Scotland somehow. That'd be kind of interesting.
I did want to share that David was at Star Trek Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
So jealous. David had an absolute blast. Tawny Newsom, who plays Mariner, she said that she never thought she'd like being yelled at until every time she steps in a room, everyone yells lower decks at her.
Oh
That's
my
so
gosh.
special.
It
That's
is
amazing.
special.
She's also, I think I'm right in saying that she's also going to be writing on the new Star Trek comedy show that I mentioned last week, like the one that's set on a pleasure planet. Like she's going to be one of the writers, which is so fun. I love that. I love her humor.
Yeah. It's nice when someone acts really nicely because we got to see her in the crossover of Strange New Worlds.
Exactly.
And then in addition to that, it's nice when their voice acting is really fun and full and vibrant, but then to also be able to write humorous material. So that's confirms.
Not easy.
No,
I love it. And on Starfleet Academy, that's fun.
They have mashed or mushed peas and pasties at my place, and a tiny TARDIS next to the cash register for tips.
Oh, it's so great. It reminds me of the London, what's it called? London Calling? There's like a pie place that's near you that's very authentically British as well. Sausage rolls.
Oh, sorry. I just when I start thinking about the food.
Do that news one. I love that news.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. I will. I'll get to that. What else do we want to talk about before the show starts? Obviously, I'm messing around with the soundboard.
Yeah, you are. I love it.
That'll be interesting. But
I am looking through the comments.
What else do we want to chat about?
You
send Ian in Discord. Well, that's what we live for.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
Tartar sauce with green chili. Link, are you crazy? Actually, that sounds really good.
Sounds great. That sounds amazing. I love that.
Oh yeah, you need to change your name to Captain.
Oh yeah, I do. Because that's from our we just did the Bony Pod.
We did a Bony Pod. For those of you that don't know, on Patreon we have a support fan group there called the Sinners. That's just what we call them now. I mean, it had another name, Sin Club, but I just call you guys Sinners. So I'm just going to make an executive decision just to change it. Anyway, it's a Sin Club, and we try to post interesting things there. And one of them is a monthly Sincast. Nope. That was a podcast once. Where we answer a question on the Bony Pod.
Bony Pod.
And we just recorded yesterday. It might be one of my most favorite questions to date.
It was really great.
We get some really fun ones.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, but it was a really fun one. So it's also really nice because the whole crew gets together and we all work from our own independent location. So we don't get to be in the same space very often.
We don't. Yeah.
And right now that's like one of the big times we get to hang out and make each other laugh. It's a lot of fun. Thank you,
it was a lot
Slab.
of fun. Very interesting.
Yes.
Look at you go, Slab.
Appreciate it.
I'm impressed that you're making your own tartar sauce as well. I don't even know what a tartar is, but I know I love the sauce that comes from it. I think it's I know it's a fish sauce, but I don't know exactly what makes up a tartar sauce.
Well, let's find out.
Celery.
Let's find out.
Lots of celery. Lots
of celery? You think so? Really?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm trying to place what the flavor is.
Okay, without looking at the chat, I'm going to look up the ingredients and then you have to name as many as you can.
Okay. I can do this. Okay,
I'm going to do a quick tartar sauce recipe.
Okay.
From allrecipes.com. It's going to take Okay, so this is your clue. It takes 5 minutes to prepare.
Rubbish. Not a good one.
Serving size of 8.
Okay.
And it will yield only 1 cup.
Oh, what?
So
I would get they clearly don't eat as much tartar sauce as I do with my fish. I'm gonna guess the base is mayonnaise.
Okay, that is correct. We have mayonnaise. Why is no one's okay. There's mayo in the chat. Okay, so according to this one, no dill, but you're on to part of it.
Basil.
Mm-mm.
Parsley. Gotta be parsley.
No parsley.
Thyme?
Nope.
Onion.
Wow. No.
Celery.
What is the crunch in it?
Yeah, what is the crunch in tartar sauce?
It's not celery. He is just naming herbs.
Cabbage. God damn it. There's no onion in it either?
No.
Thyme.
No. You were really close with part of it, but no. Like,
with
it's
dill.
not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dill.
Not according to this. This is a quick
Coriander.
recipe. Now, it might be a little bit of a cheat, too, because I'm sure that there's other ones. No coriander.
Or sage. No, that's not going to be in there. All I know is that there's vinegar.
No.
Mustard.
Yes, mustard is one of the
So I've got
ingredients.
mayo and mustard.
It's a cup of mayo and a teaspoon of prepared yellow mustard, according to this recipe.
What else is going in there? Definitely not sour cream.
No.
What?
Y'all over here talking about tartar sauce, and I'm driving a 1969 Dodge Charger, right? RT Hemi in the Crew 2. What's the Crew 2?
I know what 6 of those words meant. I didn't know about the rest.
What's the Crew 2?
I'm going to guess pickles.
What's the Crew 2?
Like gherkins. Is there gherkins in tartar sauce?
It's a video game. It's a racing game. Got you. Okay. Okay, what was your guess? Pickles?
Pickles, like gherkins. Cucumbers.
You're getting closer. I'm going to say it. It's sweet pickle relish. It's a relish. That's the crunch.
Yeah, but that's like saying add tartar sauce. Like, how do you make the relish?
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is a fast, quick recipe. There's a reason.
Capers.
This one does not say capers, but
this recipe is shit, Danae. This is the worst recipe you could have found.
You're missing lemon juice. Okay, fine. Let's go to another top pick.
The ground bones of our enemies.
You know, honestly, yes. Okay, this one has way more recipes. This is probably the full-on homemade. Okay.
That Sarah got so mad about capers, she started to go like Samwise. Capers.
Okay. According to this one, it is mayo, a small dill pickle that's chopped very finely. Well, that's just a gherkin. You didn't. It's not dill.
I said dill, and I said pickles. Put them together.
Lemon juice. Okay. Capers.
It has to be capers.
But that's also optional. 1 tablespoon chopped fresh dill.
Thank you. My palate. That was the first herb that I mentioned. Let's fucking go.
I mean, I kind of want to try it though, right? This one says some Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, that's in everything English. Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah. And then Dijon mustard. Salt
Dijon
and maybe
mustard?
some pepper.
It must be the dill and the pickle that I'm really picking up on taste-wise, and the capers.
You put the mayo and the pickle and the lemon juice, the caper, the dill, the Worcestershire sauce, and the mustard into a bowl. You stir it till it's creamy, and then you season it.
Yeah.
And then you put in a little bit of lemon juice. You get the flavor that you want. And it lasts in your refrigerator for exactly 1 week. So you better be making fish and chips.
Just gobbling it. Yeah, I will be. Don't worry. I don't know how long my burritos are going to last, to be honest.
Worcestershire.
Right, let's do a disclaimer, Danae, and then we can get into the show.
The General Lee car? No.
Yeah, it's the one from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, the orange one?
Car. Yeah, the orange one with the offensive flag.
You have to kind of go into the windows. What kind of a car is it though?
It's a Dodge Charger, right?
Typo in the Patreon. What?
What?
Oh no.
Join the Sin Club.
Oh look,
at Patreon.
Cinema Sins is a sin. It's not actually correct.
Danae.
Hey, how many things do we all have to manage over there? You know, maybe you should do something.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you should get in there. Actually,
I guess in that case, we'll just do this then.
Nightbot, real quick. Let me just fix that. Hold on just 1 second. Maybe you should fix it, Ian.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
No. I got this. Wait, I don't even show that command.
It'll be on the next page. They don't show all of them.
There it is. Thanks, Ian. Thanks for doing something.
That's okay. Maximum points to Lloydie. It was the best of Shires. It was the worst of Shires. That's amazing. I'm absolutely stealing that for a Sims video.
Oh, no, that's so good. Oh, hey, guys, before we get started, thank you so much for your positive feedback about our Lord of the Rings crossover episode. Now that it's been a couple of weeks since it came out, we've had more time to kind of get feedback on all of the different platforms, and it's been really nice. So thank you so much for enjoying the show and posting about it.
We'd love to do it again.
Yeah.
And let us know if there's any other podcasts that you guys listen to that you think would be a fun crossover as well that's kind of relevant or irrelevant. I don't really care. We'd love to talk to your favorite podcasting people.
Do it on Discord.
Do what on Discord?
Another episode? Maybe? Like a crossover episode? Are you talking about that? I'm glad you guys liked it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is what I've been most looking forward to is like the feedback on what they think about the battles.
Oh, yeah.
The Borg would totally wipe out the Uruk-hai. Yeah.
Honestly, I was being kind. Like, in all honesty, anything from Star Trek is beating anything in Lord of the Rings. But I wanted to keep the conversation rolling. But yeah, the Borg are they're going to win.
You're part of a Trek review show? That's fun.
Oh, well, I thought that said you, and you were talking to me.
That is the show.
I had heard.
Have to do a crossover, although our views are small enough. Well, that's okay. We have to be very cautious about doing too many episodes at the same time, but send your information. Send us an email. Oh, the Recotopia podcast? Yeah, I don't know about those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not our kind of people. They're really not.
Yeah, we see it. I think we've pinned it for later. So thank you guys for joining the live show. We are multi-streaming. We're streaming on multiple locations on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X. Thank you for joining us. If you're on YouTube, you might want to click on, instead of top comment, what is it? Something about live comments?
Live chat. Live chat. Yeah.
Just in case there's comments that you're missing. You can catch the show on Twitch after we're done, but you can also watch all of our older shows on our CSPN channel on YouTube, just as a reminder. So if you've ever missed a live show and it's already gone from Twitch, you can go check those out. They go all the way back in time. All of our embarrassing things that you guys can watch. We are an R-rated show, and today we're going to be talking about a show that I think I've updated the banner for.
Oh, you should do something for once, Danae.
Yeah,
I absolutely could have done that.
While we record this next part of the show, you'll see this banner. That means that we're not going to be talking directly to the chat for that middle portion, but we'll get back to you at the end. And thanks for so much for being here. Okay, let's just do our thing. Oh, God damn it, Ian.
We are not in what?
I should have done the thing.
What thing?
Thanks for joining us today. I can't do it because... What are you doing here, Arches?
I'm so dizzy.
Oh my God.
Okay. That music is intense. I love it. Ugh. It's the only reason I'm growing my hair is once again headbang.
Holy shit. Is your neck okay? Are we good to go?
I have those spots that keep popping up.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break for a second? Do you need to go get some water?
Yeah, no, we need just a little quick break so I can just recover myself from that.
Oh my God. Well.
Oh boy.
Anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for being on here for the
do.
Live show. We're ready to get going now.
Right, Right. Where are my notes? Oh, wait. I've got to time it right. Hang on. Wait. Start it again. I'm not ready yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. You're really gonna do it?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and line it up with the music.
It freaked me out because the audio has been you dock it in the audio.
Yeah, that's my cue to talk.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, where did it go? I should probably have like the actual one and I can use it as a bed. Do we know? We're about to find out. You ready, Ian?
Let's see. Captain Fox. I missed it by that much. It's okay. Captain Spot, stardate 1681 64.1. Welcome aboard the Starship's Enterprise. And wait, no, we've done the intro already. We're in 10 forward.
I know. I was
what am I doing?
I don't know. We can't do it. We've already done the intro.
Yeah, we've done this bit. I need 10 forward. Give me the beaming noise for 10 forward.
Oh, you want a 10 forward? Okay.
Wait, I might have that.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
This is why you guys come to the live show. Mm-hmm.
Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we... It's on a loop. I thought you were fucking with me, but I left it on a loop.
I don't even have it open. But you don't know that. You're right. I could have been fucking with you.
Right? Everyone thinks it's you. Oh,
it's fine. It's fine. It's Danae Chaos energy. I totally get it. You guys want to support us on Patreon?
We'll give you the wrong details. Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the Replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched together. Most important question first, what is your thing of choice from the Replicator?
I'm joining them for a margarita, obviously.
Yeah, I want crystals. Crystals and margaritas all around.
What are the crystals for?
The aliens love crystals. They're obsessed with them.
Okay,
so half of the episode.
You want a crystal to carry around so that the aliens love you, but then you also want a margarita.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to be that guy that's constantly shouting crystal throughout the episode. Crystal?
So, salt or crystal? So I was thinking that you were going to like crystallize those and then line your margarita glass in those crystals.
Aren't salts crystalline rather than crystals themselves? They're crystalline in nature.
Fuck up with your science knowledge.
Give us a synopsis, Ambassador.
Oh, in today's episode, there's no time travel at all. Fuck!
No, none at all. And I knew it going in.
Yeah.
What kind of time travel is it, Danae? Is it a loop? Is it
you
just
led me
time travel?
You led me on.
I was going to keep going. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie. But it was still a fun episode.
I remember.
This was... If you've ever worked for like corporate America, this might be a triggering episode for you when
100%.
When the captain just goes a little bit too crazy and decides that in order to prove that the Cerrito Burrito is a crew that is valuable and shouldn't be fucked with, she overworks everybody so much that the entire ship basically falls apart and a granola group of aliens lands on their ship and
just because they like crystals,
whacks them with crystals.
Yeah, doesn't mean they like granola too. They may hate granola.
They might.
Too barky.
So that's what happens in this episode. And you know what? Who saves the day? Boimler.
I've got issues with that.
Forever in history, he'll be known as the most lazy ensign that there ever was.
As his legacy would want.
And also the show tells us that maybe Handsome Ransom and Mariner are gonna fuck.
Gonna get on.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think they're actually a pretty interesting match, to be honest. So overall thoughts and feelings. Did you enjoy this episode, Ambassador?
Yes, although I didn't smile as much. It finally got me That's one thing about this episode, or this show rather, is each individual episode seems to throw so many different things at you that at some point something is going to hit.
Yes.
And when it does hit, if it always feels nice. So yeah, I
What hit
wasn't
you?
upset with it. It was when Mariner was trying not to enjoy Handsome Ransom doing his fighting thing. Like that eventually got me. That was the second one. The first, she's like, I'm not into this. I'm not into this. And she's like just kind of glancing out to watch him fight. And he is just glistening. You know, he went from just a normal kind of animation to where he had like the sweat going on. And he was doing the Kirk hit, which I had no reference for until we watched some of TOS. So that was really
double
fun.
Fist punch. I love. He's just like, interlock fingers. I respect your sovereignty. Because it's such a great little Kirk reference. Because Kirk will go off on a speech about you have the right to choose, but then will also just punch anybody or double flying kick anybody that doesn't agree with him. It's amazing how much Ransom is this merger of Riker and Kirk in every way that you can imagine.
And I think Mariner actually calls it out, like, what are we in the 20-something hundreds? And are you Kirk? So there's a on the nose reference for those of us who know the name Kirk at the very least. So you're like, oh, I know that reference. But then there's also this double, like, clenched fists together punch action happening that if you've seen the episodes, you know what it's referencing. So that was kind of that worked for me. But like the tone shifted a little bit. I think the idea of overworking your crew and not giving them a buffer, it tweaked me. I think it's meant to tweak you, but that tweaked me.
It's a genuinely like heartfelt episode. Like this one is really hitting on a genuine like moral at the heart of it as well. It kicks off obviously hitting the cliche, the Scotty cliche of this famous thing that whenever Kirk would ask Scotty for like a repair time, he'd be like, it's going to take 17 hours to fix the warp core. 2 hours later, Kirk is just like, I need the warp core now. And Scotty's like, done it, fixed it. And it's only in the third Star Trek movie where Kirk says, how long will it take to fix the ship? And Scotty says 4 weeks, but I know you haven't got 4 weeks, so I'll get it done in 2. And Kirk is like, have you been doing this the whole time? Have you been multiplying everything by a factor of 4? And Scotty says, yeah, that's why I'm a miracle worker. So this is like taking one of the most classic core principles of Star Trek. Like Geordi does it throughout TNG. He's a little bit more cagey about it. But this is taking that and actually how the lower decks have built that into how they work. So everybody does it and it's just normal until it's found out. So for me, I remember this episode taking on that cliche and doing something really fun with it. It's at the heart of Star Trek.
Yeah, that is the deep fun of this, is it explains why everything can be done a little bit faster all of the sudden.
Buffer time, baby.
But really it also is such a nice reminder, too, that building in a buffer is a really important part of everybody's work life.
Crucial.
It is crucial. And the idea that everything kind of rights itself. It's almost like the crew gets so wound up from being overworked that murdering people. I don't know that they actually murdered anybody. They think they just detained them by pummeling them with their pads. But
it's quite cathartic.
Yeah, it was a very cathartic. This was like watching Office Space, but with invaders. You know, isn't that right? Wasn't that the movie Office Space where they take the printer out and beat the shit out of it?
Yeah, that's the one. I'm pretty sure it is. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Like yeah. It's and the resolution is that the captain reinstates their freedom to kind of figure out what their work day looks like, because nothing was wrong. It's the captain had the incorrect idea that in order to prove themselves, they needed to become even more efficient, even though things were working perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's one that hit me when I watched it as well, because this is like built into retail. Like the amount of times that I was asked as a store manager to plot out everybody's tasks that were throughout the store. Like, what would it take to manage this store if you broke it down into tasks and then allotted time to it? And then work that into person hours and then tell me how many hours that you need. And all of that was for them to say, you've told me how many man hours you need to manage this shop, and that's what I'm going to give you. But you can't nail it down to that, like to the second. And obviously, like any good satire, this episode takes it to the extreme and says you have 60 seconds to do this, and then you move on to the next thing. And it just, you can't have that. Like, that buffer time is a genuine thing. You need that to just mentally prepare for the next job. You cannot work at 100% efficiency the entire time. It's just not possible. So this natural thing that has evolved is actually crucial to making the workforce function properly. It's a great thing to cover in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. And it spent enough time on it, but not too much time on it, because this show does a nice A-B plot pretty efficiently. And it's kind of like shuffling a deck of cards together. It bounces back and forth between things fast enough that you don't really get a chance to feel like the weight of a story. This one, I mean, things were going to shit pretty fast whenever they had to. It was like, what, 3 weeks later, and everyone's just basically.
It was just 1 week later.
Insane. Yeah, it was pretty wild. The other thing that I liked about this plot from the captain is that we get to see the similarities of Mariner and the captain as well. Like, yeah, she's a little batshit, and you can kind of see how Mariner might get some of her inspiration for her tenacity.
Quite aggressive.
Her aggressiveness from her very dominating mom, which is fun to watch, because I think in this season we don't know that they're related until later. Like, we're still not really sure as observers.
Oh no, we find out.
I can't remember if we found out in episode 1.
I thought we found out in episode 1.
I love how right now I can feel the echoes of time. I can feel the people yelling to us.
I can feel people in the live chat immediately typing out exactly what the answer is.
Let me see if I can find it too.
Or was it the season finale? Oh, okay. Nick's got it. I'm going to seamlessly work this into the show. So we do find out at the end of episode 1, but the crew isn't aware until episode 10, the season finale. Okay. So it's a little bit under wraps. But yeah, I can't remember what the scene is, but I did remember her mentioning it in episode 1. Oh, I know. It's because Freeman talks to her ex-husband or husband. I keep thinking they're divorced. They may not be. But Mariner's dad is an admiral, and they're talking, and Freeman is like, this isn't going to work. Get Mariner off my ship. And he's just like, she's your daughter. You've got to deal with her. You're breaking up. So yeah, we know, but the crew doesn't.
Okay. That's interesting. So I guess this is then us being able to kind of see how they interact or don't interact, but then they have this, like, you know, similarities that are fun to look at. And the captain unsettles me in this episode, and probably should.
Agreed.
That's what it's designed to do. People talk about Janeway being wacky captain. I think she's up there. What is the captain's name? Freeman?
Captain Freeman. Yeah, Captain Freeman. So this, hand on heart, I'm not a big fan of Freeman. And this episode sums it up really well, because and this kind of ties into one of the inherent flaws with Lower Decks as a show as well, because the Lower Deckers, in theory, should be on a path of like learning and like kind of a journey of like self-improvement, and they are. But I kind of want to see them get that from the senior crew. But more often than not, Boimler, Mariner are teaching Freeman and Ransom lessons about how to properly command. And Captain Freeman completely falls apart in this episode. She loses her shit with the entire crew and tells them that they're all useless, and that's why they're not getting the good assignments. Gets rid of buffer time and then works herself to the bone and does all of the jobs herself. Boimler has to come in and say, no, your job is to delegate and to manage and to trust us to be a crew. And I'm like, why is Ensign Boimler giving you that update, Captain?
Because he's the only one to survive, because he's thriving in this high task environment.
Yeah,
That's
and there's
why.
just some of that that's like a little bit frustrating for me. Like, I want the senior crew to be the mentors because at this point, even though you're calling them lower decks, they are the A team because they're the ones with the answers. They're the ones that end up solving the problems. True lower deckers for me are like gonna fuck up more and
Yeah.
kind of learn some lessons. So Freeman is just a little bit frustrating for me. I want her to be a bit. I want her to kind of like save the day a little bit more.
Hey, stop being on the show. Stop it.
Bark, bark, bark.
They want to be on the show, Jan.
They're welcome to be.
I think the part for me about Freeman and whether or not I'm enjoying her, it's like if I'm just watching a cartoon that doesn't really do anything, I don't really care. But this is meant to be an actual like canon thing. It's like this is still rooted in Star Trek reality.
No, it is.
Know?
Like,
and
if you forget this is a cartoon and make it all live action, it's really hard to suspend. Like, wow, this crew is out there. They exist.
Yeah,
you really have to suspend that a little bit.
But there are, how many ships are out there? Like, just an estimate.
I'm gonna say 500.
Okay, so yeah, there's going to be a captain like Freeman out there. This is just an example of
I think,
one that's a little bit.
I think that's a really good point.
Like, just tight and has a bad day and decides, you know what? We're not getting the recognition that we deserve. We should be able to do these things. We're not a joke. So let's like shore things up a bit. Let's look at our numbers. But because it's a cartoon, it's amplified. And she's just like, this kind of crazy person, that we see running around. But it's still giving what it needs to give, which is that if you overwork everybody on your team, when shit goes sideways, everyone's going to be exhausted and potentially not able to jump in and handle the problem. So, but it's still kind of hard for me to be like, oh yeah, Freeman's great because she does some really insane things. For example, when when they're being boarded by people with spears that are stabbing them, and granted, there's a really funny line that Mariner has with like, you're stabbed with a spear. We're on a spaceship. You're fine. Like, this is not a big deal.
No one's dying from a spear wound.
Exactly. So there's this sort of like, you know what? You might get wounded, but you're going to be fixed. Really, it's just pain management that you need to really be thinking about. But she instructs her crew, hey, we're being boarded and we're being attacked, but you cannot stop multitasking. That's the part that takes it from like a real captain for me into this cuckoo bananas la la land.
Yeah.
And yet
you are being invaded.
Right.
Stop the invasion. Like that.
Right.
That I literally have that note. That's where the reality breaks for me because she's taking this thing way beyond the extreme. And it's like, you must do all of these things and defend the ship. And it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. In reality, if this is firmly like planted into Star Trek world and this is a real, like, we're just looking in on a little dimensional moment here in the filter as a cartoon. If we take that and we make it a live action in our mind, suddenly it's like, well, this person should be court-martialed, because they're putting everyone at risk because they want to pad a number that they themselves decided needed to be fixed. It wasn't like Starfleet sent down some sort of mandate, hey, we really need your numbers to look better so that you can be recognized. This is all in her head. And that was the hardest part of this episode for me, not just watching corporate America or corporate wherever, because corporate for you is not in America. Watching the corporate mentality of crunching numbers and people don't matter, your timesheet matters, like, or your output matters. Watching that creep into Star Trek is like, that sucks.
It's gross.
But you know what? They do real life stories all the time, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Like, this is normal. And it's the part of Freeman that is so extreme that I don't think that she should be captain. That's what I'm wrestling with more in my head.
Yeah. It's when it kicks off for me when in front of her entire crew, she's like, nobody takes us seriously because this crew is a joke. And I'm like, you in the middle of the bridge, way to demotivate your entire bridge crew and how quickly downstream that's going to be. That's where it's like I respect her less of a captain because of how like harsh she was to her crew. And yeah, it's an interesting one. It's where I think we're only in episode 3. We haven't fleshed out all the characters yet, but it's where the theme takes priority over the characters, which I think happens a lot in like early seasons before you've established who all of these people are. But
I just think that there is a reality. If this was a reality moment and they had to do like a report about what happened, like Captain Freeman would need to be talking to the ship counselor about her stress level or her,
exactly.
You know, and even the rest of the crew who leads this ship. Why did they not intervene at some point and say, hey, this is going too far? Like there should be other people around the captain that would stop them from running the ship into the ground. Well, the proverbial ground. Because they're in space.
We know Ransom is being all topless and stuff on the planet, so he literally can't help her.
But there's a lot of other people.
It's very true. I do love the B plot to this. I love the classic aliens have kidnapped people, trial by combat instead of an actual, and then all of the issues of that. It's like, why can't we have an actual trial? Like, make a speed course, make a race for them to take part in, and all like the ridiculous things. The original series in particular, all of the hoops they would have to jump through when an away team is inevitably captured. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they have a fun dialogue. They have unexpected kind of moments. The big brute is actually intelligent. And then, of course, the big reveal, the big moment, not really a reveal, the big moment is Handsome stabbing her in the foot. That was unexpected.
It's genuinely unexpected. Like, it caught me off guard. I thought we were going to go there. Mariner gives a big speech. Ransom steps down. But my respect for Ransom went through the roof when he stabs her in the foot. And he's just like, this is my team, my responsibility. I'll go out there and fight. And it's so great because it doesn't undermine what Mariner said. They don't have to argue in a loop for ages. It's such an efficient way to move the story along.
And then we also don't know, does he not have any scars because he had them removed in sickbay, or because
100%.
He's just so good at battle that he's never been scarred before?
I mean, yes, and yes. I think it's not just that he plays it safe. It's that he's actually pretty good as well. Like, he's actually pretty tactical. If anything, he is probably a bit too by the book in terms of the Riker book. So he's like, this is what a first officer does. So if he was ever captain, I think he'd be in a bit of trouble because he's a pretty solid, in this episode at least, first officer. But when it actually comes to like toning it down and being more of a Picard, I think he would really struggle.
Yeah.
He is that typical first officer.
Overall, I think this is a fun episode. Was there anything else that we learned this episode or should chat about? I can go to my notes. This one went really fast, honestly. There wasn't a bunch to kind of dig into. How do you feel, though, about Boimler saving the day, but then also having a statue erected for him far, far in the future? How do you feel about that?
It's kind of it's a perfect bit of irony that the thing he goes down in history for is buffer time. When he's the one that's a stickler for the rules. That's really, really fun. I like I said before, I have an issue with Boimler having all of the answers and giving them to Freeman. Feels a bit odd, but these are the main characters that we're talking about, so they're going to end up saving the day. But my favorite bit of that scene is the statue of Chief O'Brien.
It's so
because we know this is going to be, we know this series after episode 1 and 2, we're kind of waiting for the next references. And when that teacher says, and now for one of the most important figures in all of Starfleet history, we're all just like, oh, they're going to cut to the credits. They're not going to show us.
Yeah.
And they just bring up Chief O'Brien. And we're like, yes, he is. But like, we don't get all of the reasons. But it's so rewarding that it's Chief O'Brien. It's so the perfect pick.
Yeah.
It's so great.
And it's unexpected. Like, I think I could have seen it being like, I don't know, Data or
Picard
or I mean,
Wesley
there's so
Crusher.
many. I think Wesley Crusher would have been a surprise, but like something about O'Brien. I don't know why. It seems like he's just overlooked. Yeah.
He is. And the statue of him is that his transporter console as well. Like, that's his pinnacle moment.
His
is
station.
Transporter chief. Not as the head of operations on Deep Space Nine or whatever, or engineering, but it says he's the transporter guy.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It was pretty great. And I loved all like the little kids that were, there was like a little Borg that was there, I think.
Yes.
So what an interesting glimpse into the future, which has, are children usually Borgified?
Yeah, babies get Borgified. So they don't tend to be born. But when a ship is assimilated, any kids or babies that are on there are assimilated and put into maturation chambers until they become grown-ups.
Okay. Oh, I think I remember that. I think I'm having this memory of sort of a little drawer that pulled out and there was just like a person inside. Is that really part of it?
That's a real memory.
Holy shit, it's in there somewhere.
However, that's from an episode we haven't watched yet. So that's a memory going way, way back.
That's probably me watching it OG and being
100%.
Like pained somehow.
Yeah, that's from the best of both worlds.
I was like the horror of that. Anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty horrifying.
So then that means that they liberated the little Borg drawer.
Teen Borgs.
They just they went into the Borg ship and then they liberated the little Borg drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God they check the drawers when they go do that.
Right? I wouldn't think to check the drawers. Amazing. This is very, very
quick. They have
quick.
scanned for life signs? And because are Borg still living?
Yeah, they're still living. You get life sign.
So you would scan and you would see there's this many Borg inside this ship, and then you're going through and you're like.
Yeah, I think initially there's some confusion because they're just one hive mind, but they do give off a biological signature.
Individual signature somehow.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like
they get there.
Like a mechanical signature of some kind, I'm sure. So they get all of the obvious ones off, and then they go in for the second skin. Like, you know what, guys? There's still millions of them in drawers. We didn't know till today. It's like a sock drawer, but for the Borg.
There's always an odd number of Borg babies because you always lose one of them.
What?
Like socks. That was a sock. That's losing.
Really dark, Ian. That was really fucking dark, man.
It's the Borg. What do you expect?
This just in. I've decided to completely fire Captain. Oh God. Okay. All right. Those of you who are listening at home, just know that whenever I play that, Ian starts headbanging, and it's for his own safety that I'm going to stop that.
You have to cut it off.
I really need to.
What am I doing? Right. Anyway.
It's just good. Like this. It's like burned into my mind. You get this like really intense look on your face, and then all of a sudden your hair is just like an entire other being. It's crazy shit. I can't wait for you to go back and watch it. It's so stupid. I love it. Oh my God.
I do love that we get a very brief, like, blink your ears and you'll miss it, of Boimler humming in the turbo lift. And
I wrote that down.
TNG theme.
Okay, how does this work? How are we breaking the world here? I don't know.
You shouldn't know about the non-diegetic music. Diegetic? Diegetic?
I was like, wait a second. Is that something where, how does that work?
Just let it go. It shouldn't work. The only way to accept it is that it is a bit of classical music that they all know about that isn't actually anything to do with the TV show. But yeah, he should not be humming the theme to TNG, given how much of a fan of the Enterprise he is. But it's amazing. Yeah,
I did write that down.
I kind of love it. There's a couple of other fun references as well. Rutherford says, Tendi can't remember where sickbay is. And Rutherford is like, I think it's on deck 26. And Tendi's like, do we even have that many decks? That's like just a running nod to, they will always establish how many decks, are on a ship. And then invariably over the next 7 years of episodes, it'll be damage control team to deck 29. I was like, but in episode 1, you only had 22 decks. Where are you going? Like on first contact, they do this, and one of the ensigns says the Borg have taken everything from like deck 16 to 22, and then Picard just like says something about deck 24, and there's only 22 decks on the whole ship, so they can never keep the amount of decks consistent.
Ah, that's a fun little thing I wouldn't know about. We also got to hear a curse word in today's episode because she called bullshit on protocol, and they bleeped it.
Yeah, she said bullshit. That's amazing.
But they bleep it.
It's weird that they bleep it in this, but not in Discovery.
This is for kids. Maybe more kids are going to watch this.
Really not.
I mean, know.
Maybe it might just be funny because like censor bleeps can be funny.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. I'll have to listen out for it though, because I feel like this is the kind of show where they're going to let their fuck flag fly.
No, they don't. They definitely bleep them all.
I mean, not like an actual like.
Oh, we've already seen the
bleeped
episode.
Fuck. Did we?
Well, we've seen the episode where they let their fuck flag fly. That's for sure.
I didn't remember that.
That's the one we watched with Classy Packs and all of like the bonking on the holodeck.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, Classy Packs. He was so cool to join us.
Picked a great episode, didn't I? Not.
He would probably do it again. Let's try again.
What else?
Do I have a bleep? I want to get a bleep.
You should get one. I've got one somewhere.
Surely there's a bleep on here. Oh, yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you fucking do.
Oh, I didn't get yours. I got mine.
Oh, yeah, you fucking do.
Oh,
honestly,
no.
Danae, what the actual fuck are you talking about? Absolutely amazing. Nice.
Okay, so we're going to go over our notes real quick then, and let's see if we're missing anything.
Oh, I like when Shax hangs a lantern on. If you're going to inspire some kind of resolution, inspire it now. The trope of there has to be a speech before the resolution of the episode.
We should talk too about, because the show is kind of in two parts. There's the one-off opening credit bit, like before the show kicks off, and then there's the actual episode. And today we learned that Boimler plays the electric violin.
Yes, the glass violin.
That's what we learned. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's all we need to know about that.
He did like this dance number, and I think he called it Essence. Like, this is Essence,
and it was inspired by my mom.
I want to know Boimler. He just seems like a really cool guy. And then he's like, and here's my next one. Requiem for a hug.
Oh, he's so sad.
Boimler is the kind of person that you want to like keep close to you so you can keep him protected. Like, let's just reinforce your bubble and make sure that, you know, life is going to come at you, man.
Yeah, let's guide you through some therapy. You would really benefit from it. I don't think we've met Boimler's mum.
Oh, man. If you make a character like Boimler and then you have to backpedal and go, now what influenced Boimler to get to this point?
What
that would be
Boimler?
Yeah, that'd be kind of a trip, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do love Tendy's face when she's on the drums.
Oh, yeah. That whole moment when they're just rocking out, and then I guess it disrupts not only the entire the ship, but then also like the nearby
Klingon ship as well. They can hear it.
Yeah, is it a warbird? Is that what they're called?
A bird of prey. It's a Romulan warbird and a Klingon bird of prey.
Okay,
you did great.
I'm working on it. I'm actively attempting to remember things all the time that just are never gonna.
Great.
Never gonna get. So but it was disrupting things, and so they send security to stop it. And Boimler's reaction whenever his gear is taken, and he's like, the captain says you're too loud. And he's just like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
so apologetic.
Yeah, he didn't defend himself.
Shax just breaks it immediately as well. I love Shax. He's such a Worf. He's 100% Worf.
Oh, man.
Okay. Anything else before we do some pippage?
I'm ready to pip.
Pip it. How many pips out of 4, Ambassador?
I'm going 2.
I'm going to give it 3. Why are you thinking 2? What knocked it down so low for you?
I don't know. I got bored.
That's fair. That's fair. That's why I'm dropping a pip, because during the buffer time stuff, when they're all tired, my eyes were wandering a little bit. So yeah, I think that's fair. I love the theme though. I love there's a rock hard theme behind it, which I really enjoyed. There's less humor beats than last week, but the sudden foot stabbing is just no time for me. I love it. It's great.
It does some really, really good things, but it lost my attention just enough that I found myself tuning out quite a bit more.
Yeah.
I think, again, because I found it really unrealistic, and I know this is a cartoon, and I know that really weird shit happens, but it just pulled me out just enough that I was like, oh, this is going into Rick and Morty territory more than I
It has to be
thought.
It has to be internally consistent, and that internal consistency has been established by like 50 years of Star Trek that you're putting yourself into. So there are some rules that you have to play by, even if you're the entry level backwater lowest of the low ships. It still feels like you're still like operating an extremely dangerous piece of machinery with an entire crew. So I get what you mean there.
Before we move on, though, I must say that the live chat there was only one person that was below a 3. So I think they're more siding with your ranking than mine, which is totally fine.
As they should. I am right. That's what counts. No, you're.
See, I can use it to shush you up. That's great. Oh, wow. Sorry.
Your thoughts are valid, Ambassador, even if they are wrong. I'm kidding. Let's head over to engineering for some sinning. 2 to beam out. Red alarm.
Oh, red alarm.
Red alarm.
Why is it alarm?
Because the Packleds, they're the really simple bad guys that we've seen that are a bit stupid in lower decks, and they steal other people's technology.
Okay.
Their red alert when they're in trouble is just a Packled saying, red alarm, red alarm.
That's amazing. I forgot that.
It's great. This is the part of the show where we re-engage our sim brains, remind ourselves that no TV shows without sin, even our beloved Star Trek. Ambassador, you go first.
I mean, Mariner almost killed Boimler this episode. She did not have that phaser on stun, and
that's so funny.
I feel like we're missing out on something like with some phaser protocol.
Yes.
I think like when they're put away at the end of the day, there's someone failed the system check.
Yeah, it should be on stun. It's like, yeah, no, don't worry, it was totally on. Oh, yeah, it was totally on stun.
Yeah, it was totally on stun.
I wanted to sin that as well, but it's also the joke because it's like you should not be shooting the fate. That force field will work whether there's somebody on the other side of it or not. Like Boimler isn't needed in that test. Because all that's going to happen is if the force field doesn't work, you'll shoot the wall behind it. Like, I don't know why Boimler is needed in this experiment other than because it's funny.
Yeah, that whole scene was just like, oh, this is silliness, and we're going with it. And it led to margaritas, so that's fine.
It sure did. And in that sense, it has to be not a sin. The admiral that's telling Freeman and the Cerritos that they won't be going to Cardassia Prime for the peace conference because it got moved to Vulcan gives the reasoning as the Cardassians are creeping everyone out, which is just a little bit racist. Like, this happens quite a bit in lower decks where I'm just like, that is an incredibly racist or speciesist thing to casually say on an open channel that has been recorded. Like, the Cardassians are just giving everyone the creeps. Okay, we get it. They're lizard people. Still.
I'm gonna steal one from Sci-Fi, who says if they're changing the locations anyway, why not divert the Cerritos to the new location? That was actually something I thought of during the show. Was it did seem like a slight, which is what set the captain off, that they were not being taken very seriously.
Yeah.
She says, and I quote, "This ship is a joke," which is pretty rude. But anyway, not the admiral, but the Captain Freeman. She said that. But you do get the impression that they could have maybe sent them, but decided not to because they're not being taken seriously. So maybe Captain Freeman's onto something here. Like maybe they are just a big joke, but it was strange that they didn't just like divert.
Yeah, especially if she's done all of the prep work already. Like, who's replacing her on this short notice? Or were you never going to let her do it anyway? Like, there's something squiffy going on that we never really get fleshed out. But the episode has to happen. Okay, here's the number one sin of the episode. You ready for it?
Oh, I'm ready.
If buffer time is a thing that is incorporated into work and that all the lower deckers know about it, how do the senior crew not eventually know about it? Because at some point, they were all ensigns and grunt workers as well. And a good chunk of them have worked their way up from being lower deckers into command or into the senior crew. So how does buffer time not eventually filter through to the senior crew just over time?
Yeah.
Eventually, it doesn't become a secret because everyone's been promoted and would know that the people replacing them are using buffer time.
Yeah, I had that.
That's what
thought.
I couldn't get my head around. I was like, how does Freeman not know about it?
I was confused. So that kind of confirmed something I was wondering during the show, which was I thought it was maybe something that they just started. Like, but then it seemed like it was something that's passed on from person to person.
It feels like it's passed on, yeah.
And then
it's tradition.
Yeah. So, yeah. Eventually, that would have gone up.
Yeah. Eventually, it's going to trickle through, unless it was invented within the last year. Which, if it's a tradition, that doesn't feel right. Like both things can't really be true. So yeah, that felt like a weird one. A weird premise that kind of just has to be ignored.
It does, for the sake of the joke.
Exactly.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bum bum.
Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm going back through because I remembered that there was people that send that, and I'm trying to pull those up while we're talking about it. And I didn't have a lot during the show. Did you have another one that was like right away?
I don't have many more. The other one I have is linked to buffer time, and it's crazy that buffer time is a secret that has been kept secret really, really well. But within 5 minutes, 2 people slip up and mention buffer time in front of Freeman. There's the guy in 10 forward or whatever, and then Boimler does it in the turbo shaft. So I'm like, how did this get fucked up in minutes after it being a secret for so long?
Yeah, because the episode needed it to, Ian.
Oh, that's not fair, Danae. You're using cartoon logic on me.
Here's a sin from Sarah. We never got to name the Marinade and Tenderloin band.
I think you just did. It's Marinade and Tenderloin.
That's it. I think that's
the name
it.
of the band.
I think that was it.
Amazing. I had Freeman sticking to the protocol even though the ship was being invaded and under attack. I think actually, yeah, that was all of my sins really. Other than there's like the trope of they brought the tree bark instead of the crystal, and it's bad enough that they didn't bring the crystal as an offering, but the thing that they did bring was actually the most offensive thing that they could have presented. So it's not just that they brought the wrong thing.
They brought the worst really thing.
Them. They brought the worst thing they could have brought, which is a trope. Yeah. Anything else, Ambassador?
I actually have a question that might be a sin. It was more like so this episode has the geode leader, the crystal leader guy. He's like, if you want to get off, then we have to go to a combat. And if you win, then everybody gets to go home. And if not, then everyone's crushed by a geode. We end up winning the battle. So our team is being released back to the burrito. And then there's this kind of moment where the leader is talking to the warrior guy. And he says something like, we really need to change this so we can use the geode. But I was confused because he's like, so does that mean they have this big champion that they said never loses? So that means that they would have already used the geode. Anyway, it just kind of like unzipped all of that for me. And I couldn't really even, that's another reason why I think the episode slipped for me, is even that seemed to be undone by the end. I don't know.
Yeah. Some of the jokes undo themselves for the sake of being jokes. Like that. It really sings when you can do both, when you can stay consistent and be funny, because they don't even say that like, hey, we're fed up of you losing. Like the whole thing was a charade. Like he never actually wins. They were just lying to make him look impressive. They don't explicitly say that. So it feels like it's a joke just for the sake of getting to that. We want to use the geode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see what you mean there.
Yeah. I was like, well, but if he never loses, then you would have been smashing people by now, I thought.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have smashed.
But then he's like, the leader's essentially wanting to change something so that he ensures that he gets to smash somebody.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, just smash people.
Yeah.
If you want to smash them, just smash them.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Well, that's all for this week, everyone. If you have... Oh, wait. No, because I'm moving the emails. I need to do that. Okay. Okay. Well, that's all of the sins I think we have. We're mixing things up a little bit, and we're actually going to, before we say goodbye, we're going to do a quick email. Computer, 2 to beam. Where do we do this from now? The cargo bay? Oh no, the observation lounge. 2 to beam to the observation lounge, even though it's just through that door over there. I'll race you there.
That was my beaming sound because I don't have it ready.
Nice.
Does that work?
Oh wait, hang on. Wait for it. Buffering. Give me some buffer time, people. Transporting. Whoa, what was that?
And then we'll splice in the email here in post.
Yeah, which we already did. You're not actually gonna add email.
Sorry guys. I'm sorry. I really should just put this down, but it's right in front of me and it's pretty. And there's so many colors. I just can't stop.
Oh wait, hang on a minute.
What? Hey, look at that. Look at that. That's good.
Okay, into the outro.
Wasn't Boimler pretty cute this episode though? He played the violin. He sang the little song when his butt was just wiggling around while he was clearing out all those things. And then his goofy smile at the end whenever I don't know, Boimler's pretty cute.
You've got a little crush on
Boimler crush. Yeah.
And he was doing like when he's doing his work and everyone else is falling apart around him, but he's getting all of his tasks done.
So
he's
happy.
got his shit together.
I think I'm attracted to people that are like genuinely happy. It's a good thing to be attracted to. I highly recommend it.
Blissfully unaware and happy. Yeah. Life forms. Okay. Okay, Ambassador. Next week we have got Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 4, which is called Moist Vessel. So we will see you next week for Moist Vessel. Until then, you can join our lovely Captain's Pod channel on the CinemaSins Discord, discord.gg/CinemaSins. Send us your emails, captainspod@cinemasins.com, and join us for our ridiculous live show, which has had me head banging, hair flopping, cat telling stories. There's some madness that you only get to see during the live recording of the show.
It's chaos.
12:30 CST on youtube.com/CSPN, I believe, on the
CinemaSins
CSPN
Podcast Network.
CinemaSins Podcast Network YouTube channel, and twitch.tv/CinemaSins Live. And until next week, I'm Captain Ian, and roll your... Oh, damn it. I'm Captain Ian. Roll your sleeves up. This isn't a barn.
Oh, no, I forgot to... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
What is this? The 2260s? What am I, Kirk?
What am I, Kirk? Where is it? So earlier I did the thing where I just started deleting everything as I go, and so I'm having to like undelete.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Again,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Get that history, that version document. Well, it's all right. I'm going to do another take of mine because I fucked it up. Thank you, Sci-Fi Brony. Let's do that again. And until next week, I'm Captain Ian, and it's roll your sleeves down. This isn't a barn from me.
And it's rank means everything, always, from me.
Live long and Podspa.
He was so wounded by that. So rank means everything, always.
You really like Boimler, and I think it's because you're Mariner.
Or it's sometimes you have to do what's wrong to survive.
Yes.
I like that one too.
Yes, you do. I kind of want to see Mariner and Ransom get it on. I'm not going to lie.
Me too.
Yeah. I've had some good energy between them. That would be angry sex. Super angry.
Okay. Yeah, right. That's what I was going to say earlier. And it's congratulations. You look like a fucking scratch post from me. That's the one. I like that one. That's
Live long and prosper. I love Dr. Ta'ana. Best.
Yeah, she's fun.
Oh, boy.
Rule 34, Ian.
It's out there somewhere.
It's out there somewhere.
I'm sure I can find it.
You want to see it? There's a website for that. Hi,
yeah,
I just drove 3 hours to Springfield to drop the girlfriend off at college. Glad to catch the end. Hello.
Nice. Hey, Skocklego.
Skocklego. I hope the drive went well.
I misinterpreted this. Ian is making me sleepy. Ian starts talking about sexy things and it puts people to sleep. That's what I got in my head.
I thought you were going to say that you misread it as sleazy. Which also would work.
That's what I was going for. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I really want to get some cool music beds going on, so
I'll
start doing that while you go back through.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep.
Paulie says, I still say you need a minute or two long intro music like Recotopia, so I don't miss the stuff when the opening ad pops up. That's interesting, because that opening ad could be like 30 to 60 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can't turn it off. We have all of our advertising stuff for Twitch turned off, but Twitch does it like automatically. So when you go and you watch someone new on Twitch, you actually like can't jump into the conversation for like 30 to 60 seconds. That's not a bad idea. We could
make it longer. We could you know what I want to bring back is the one that you and Aaron put on for the Boney Pod yesterday.
Oh, that's a good one. Boop, yeah.
Boop, and we used to have it for BTS.
Yes.
That's my favorite intro. We should use that track, but against some like Star Trek background.
Okay. Let's see if I can figure this out. Hang tight. Let's see. Can Danae do magical things?
Can Danae do magic? Yeah, we are glad to be back, Nick. I don't know why I saved that, but I agree. I am also glad to be back. I think I meant to pop this up way earlier. Yeah. Link's going to Disney World in October. Fuck yeah, dude. Nice. That's going to be fun. Depending on how quiet it is. I hope you go when it's going to be really quiet.
Yeah.
It's not fun when it's busy.
No place is fun when it's too busy. I can't think of a place that I like to go when it's very busy. Can you?
The library. The library. Oh, yeah, no, I can. It's the log flume. So the log flume should be busy, because then when you get to go on the outside with those shooty water guns where you can shoot the people on the log flume,
it's good.
That's when you want it to be busy.
100%. Yeah. That's
lots of people to shoot.
It's also nice to see a restaurant when it's busy, because then you can kind of assume that they're not serving shit
Yeah, that's
food.
true. Yeah, only if you're getting takeout though. Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You want it to be busy, but you also want to be able to be around nobody at the same time.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I dislike being around too many people.
Okay, let's test this real quick. Oh, okay.
David Ellis said, Ian, is your Eagle Moss Cerrito stand drooping under the weight of the ship model? Well, your first clue was that it's made by Eagle Moss. So yes, their ships are great. Their stands are shit. It's just like, Poor little oh. It's always a few seconds away from
look at that
falling apart.
But there's no music.
I haven't got any music today.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
There's no music on this one. Man. That's sad.
I don't think it's 5 minutes either. I think it's 2 minutes. Because I know at the 1 minute mark is when it goes boop, boop.
Yeah. Okay. That wasn't it. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to try. to work some magic.
In the meantime.
Yeah. Coming up.
Knight Rider.
Best coming up.
A shadowy flank to the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. Michael Knight, a young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
They will be there, ever be back.
Wow, that's too high.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. God, I love that. Okay, well, my quick search is not finding it. That makes me sad. I'm going to have to figure that out, though.
Aaron will know.
I like how it's always like, I want to be the one to figure it out. And Ian's response is usually like, don't worry, Aaron.
Because
Aaron's
he
got
just
the
gets this
answer
stuff immediately. That's what my efficiency brain is like. Whatever I'm trying to find, Aaron will have it in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Poor me. Just can't get my shit together. Okay, we gotta go. This is devolving.
Yes, it's too much now.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. Thank you for being here. We'll be back next week for the next episode. Join us live. And if you have anybody in your life that might enjoy the show and can join us live, invite them to come along too. You can watch ad-free on YouTube or you can watch on Twitch. Just keep in mind, yes, it does have that ad. We'll work on having a new intro for you. Thank you for telling us that. We love your suggestions. We love your comments during the show. And we love your feedback as well. You can always email us. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and being part of our little corner of the world where Star Trek meets Cinema Sins and you. I love you guys so much. And I will see you next week. We'll hang out again. We'll do this later.